Hello everyone and welcome back to Starbound. My name's Techcorsa and today we're starting our next big build. But first, let me get dressed for the occasion. Alright, so nothing says Toxic Planet more than a hazmat suit. But anyway, so this build is going to be a flying steampunk western ghost town. And the relevant suggestions for this build are going to be up on screen now. From Cade Stead, Purple Cubed, and Mika Nico. Now I know Purple Cubed asked more specifically for a Nova Kid town, but Nova Kid falls very much in line with the Western theme, and I'm going to be using as much of the Nova Kid furniture as possible. But anyway, so let's get started with the build. So I'm going to do a little bit of live building since you guys did seem to enjoy that in the last episode. So let's get started. Uh-oh. I thought I had everything. One second, I just need... No. I'm missing stuff for the hull of the ship. Or the hull of the city, that is. Let's run Durasteel. Durasteel's always good. Alright, there we go. So, what I am doing... Well, I'm building an airship, that's what I'm doing, but how I am doing it is I want it to be really low to the ground. I want it to seem like it's been... Okay, let me back up a step and explain what I'm doing. So I'm building an airship to kind of be the base of the city. And I want it to be flying close to the ground because I want it to be a derelict building. I want the building to be basically seem like it's run down, it's flying really close to the surface. When I'm going over the detail pass, I'll mix in something else with the Durasteel. I don't know what that something else is going to be at this point. But let's see. So this is going to be the bottom of the ship. The flat part of the keel of the ship. And like I said, it's flying really close to the ground because that's going to be... Is that hostile? Are you hostile? I don't care, you're gone. But anyways, as I was saying, this is going to be the bottommost part of the ship, and now I need to get it to curve upward a little bit. So how am I going to handle the curve? I probably should look up a circle. It would probably work best in this situation. Let's go. I want it to kind of come out this direction a little bit at least. So we'll go out 3, 3, then 2, 2, 2, 1, 1. No, that's too sharp of a curve. If I was going to do that, I'd have to come back here and do it. Like that. Actually, so I can't... Okay, so let me kind of give you a rough idea of what shape I'm going for while I'm trying to figure this out. So what I'm going for is I kind of want the ship to go like that, then curve outward a little bit, then curve back upward. And then past here, it's just going to kind of something like that. It's going to be a lot bigger than that when it's scaled up. And then I don't have any other material, but this is going to be sort of the main engine, or the being represented by the wood is going to be the main engine. Okay, well, it doesn't extend out that far, but you kind of get the point. You know, that will be like the main engine. And it's dark! We can't build in the dark. There we go. Now we're not in the dark. How many was that, anyways? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that was 8. Okay, so next time I'll know to go 480. Oh, but I don't want to do that now. Alright, but anyways. And then on top of this is where I'll be building my little town. You know, kind of, something like this, where I have little background buildings and the like. You know, and that's kind of the design I have in mind. Oh, right, and I can't forget this. This is pretty much the next most important part, like the downward thrusting of the ship. Represented by these window blinds. But that's kind of like the basic sketch that I have for the ship. Now, and I start off all of my builds kind of like that. Well, I don't sketch them out in Starbound, I have a piece of paper in front of me that I sketch them on. But that's a, kind of a rough idea of what I'll be doing. And no, I don't think that's big spoilers because of how unrepresentative that sketch was. So what I need to do is get this curve to kind of conform. So it needs to kind of come up and then go back out. Now the question is, how high up do I want it to go? Like, that's gone too far up. Like, that curve's starting to go too straight up. So I guess now would probably be a good time for me to start curving it the opposite direction. Let's see, and I need to smooth out that curve. Yeah, because right here, probably didn't need to go up by 2 for more than a couple. So let's try that. And then no, and then that's too sharp of a transition. I'm very picky about how I want this to be, since this is going to be a bulk of the project. Or not the project, but of what I'm working on. So let's see. I guess that's sort of what I want. And then we'll go up by over 3 up 1. I believe that's the angle that I wanted. Over 3 up 1. Like that. And then I'll just kind of finish this going up. And that's really the most difficult part of the ship portion of this build. Is trying to get like this hull shape correct. And then I'm going to keep this going up a little bit more, not too much. But then we're going to start going this other direction. Let's see. I'm not certain how far I want to go out. Probably like that. Let me figure out where the top of the ship is going to be. Probably 10 blocks or so up. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12. That's 12. Let's see, and I want the deck to be 3 thick, so that means I need to go up to 13. We'll go up to 15, just to be safe. So probably right there will be fine. Okay, and this is going to be the deck of the ship. That. And I want the cockpit of the ship to be in this little slanted area. Or basically this front, it's not even a quarter of the ship. You know, this is not actually the curve that I wanted. The curve that I wanted, like this curve, was stretched out a bit more, but I actually like how the shape is. So I want the cockpit of this thing to be right here. So basically, what I'm gonna do is kinda bring it out like that. Sort of have like a little bit of a curve to it. I'll bring that straight up. So right here's gonna be the cockpit area. And then I know I want a structure. Not sure how big it's gonna be. There's gonna be a structure here. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and time lapse the rest of me building the hull of the ship. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. How are you guys doing today? I hope you are doing well. So, in the end, as you can see, I'm actually finalizing how big I want the ship to be, and it's too small. It is way too small. I don't know what I'm going to do to fix it. I'm really at a loss here on that one. You know, it's a good size for a ship, but it's not big enough for a city. Since I already have this recorded, I'm going to keep it here, so I think the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this off camera. Maybe I'll record it and just put up a another time-lapse video of it, but this is nowhere near the size that I need it to be, and I didn't really get a good look at the scale and the scope of this until after I took a step back from working on it. And, you know, that was almost 2 hours into the build. So I think I'm going to have to take this, you know, take a step back and work on this differently from now on. I think I'm going to determine the thickness of the ship's hull, and then just start on one edge of the ship and just build until I think I have a good enough sized town and stop it there. And then build the hull of the ship. But I got the basic design of the ship down. I probably actually won't tear this one up, I'll just find somewhere else in the world to build. Because it would be a shame to tear the ship apart after all the work that I put into it. So yeah, it's gonna still be in the same world, same toxic world. Oh, so the reason why I went to a toxic world, the poison oceans, it's because of the background of it. It has like this derelict factory-looking city thing in the background, and I really wanted that as part of the build. You know, the atmosphere is part of the build, so you know that's kind of what I was going for. Is I really wanted that to be in the atmosphere of the build. So that's why I chose the Poison Planet, and you know, why else would somebody abandon such a lovely city? Maybe because the entire city is, you know, in ruins. So, you know, there was that thought. I guess the biggest thing I did for this build the biggest thing that I did for this build was I made the thrusters on it. I made like the top of the deck and all that other good stuff. Let's see, the other details that I needed to add to it was a flotation device, which, you know, maybe I'll go back and add that in after all is said and done. But so take this as sort of a rough sketch of what's to come, because this is what I wanted to build, but it's just not big enough. So I'm going to have to go bigger on this. But this is a good rough approximation of what I wanted to build. Except for bigger. And that's what I'm going to be working on in the next episode. Alright, well that's all the time I have for today. I have to say one thing about this, I don't think I made it big enough. It's going to be big enough for a couple of buildings, but I think I have the size pretty much completely off. Whoop. So one thing that I think I'm going to have to do is probably chop it off here and expand out the flat bottom keel a little bit more so I can have more room to build. Because right now I probably have enough room for like 2 houses, if that. But anyways, I think I'll just do that in the next episode. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. I am running a daily Starbound Let's Build series. If you have any suggestions, questions, comments, concerns, whatever it is, leave it in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and have yourselves a very good day.